Trail talk time. Out on another beauty of a trail. Just breathing in that fresh chi. Loving this gorgeous day today. It's so still. Not a drop of wind. And today I wanted to talk about, the people that we have around us in our lives and how much they really affect us. They say your vibe attracts your tribe, which is true on so many levels. Ultimately, I feel we're supposed to meet the people that come into our lives when they do for a reason, right? And everybody that's, around us in our lives, they play an important role, some more important than others. But we can learn something from everybody in this world. So maybe sometimes, we have people around us in our lives that they don't give us the greatest of feeling, right? And maybe we wish, they weren't in our lives. But there is something, that they're giving us, something that they're showing us of value, right? They're showing something to us about ourselves. Life around us is all just a reflection of, our internal condition, of our vibe. So sometimes people will be around until we really, get what we needed from them, and they get what they needed from us, right? It goes both ways. Sometimes there may be people in our lives that cause us a lot of, challenge. And maybe they're, with us because they really need something from us. So it kind of works both ways, When we start to raise our vibration and we start to attract people in our lives that, match that vibration, sometimes we also start to attract people that maybe, sort of needing those types of people in their lives to help to bring them up. And I think we all have a bit of that, have a bit of both of that in our lives. And sometimes, it's okay to let people go and walk away from relationships that aren't serving us anymore. It may be tough. We grow so attached to certain people, and it can happen very quickly. I had a friend before who was talking about, her ex-boyfriend being super clingy and hanging around her so much and not just letting her go. But as she was, sort of venting about it, she said something about her still taking certain, help from him. I think it was financially, right? And I told her, I can only be real with you, but you're the one who's ultimately still holding on to him in a sense. And oftentimes that is what it comes down to, We're afraid of giving up whatever it is that was benefiting us in the relationship. And so we have to look at that. Every relationship has that as, part of the reason why we keep each other around. We all want to have a mutually beneficial relationship, but sometimes it just becomes too one-sided, and that's when it's unfair. all the weight starts to rest on one person's shoulders, and it becomes more of a burden than a blessing in the relationship. And at that point, you have to ask yourself, is this really worth it anymore to be holding on to this person? As tough as it might be, maybe it's time to let them go and let go of that weight on your shoulders. And when you make such a decision, it definitely takes courage, but every time that we act with that courage to do what we want and know, do what we know feels right, then it just feels so good. We feel so much more empowered because of that choice that we made. And then we can start to, open ourselves up to attracting better people for us in our lives. And we're always going through changes in our life, right? So your vibe is not going to be the same one day as it is the next day and month and year and so on. And so it's natural that some people will come into our lives and we'll come into theirs, and maybe it's only meant to be for a short period of time. Then we have to part ways and move on and continue to grow. It's a beautiful thing. I believe in what's called soul contracts. That we come into this incarnation with a plan about experiencing certain things. And part of that, a big part of that, is our relationships with others that we come in contact with in our life. And, we sort of sign these contracts that are for a specific time and purpose. And once that time is up, the contract is over, and and that arrangement is finished. So eventually things will end when they do, and it's in the perfect timing. And if we want to start, attracting better people into our lives, then we have to realize that it is, our vibe that's attracting these people into our lives. And we can start to, put ourselves out there, put your truth out into the world. And that way people will start to see what is your vibe, right? Start to be that beacon of whatever it is you want to attract. Send out those vibes that you want to, reflect back to you. Whether it be posting some more stuff online, right? To show more of your character, your values, to put out your energy. Be a bit more personal. Be a bit more deep in sharing deeper aspects of yourself. Let people see all your different sides. Put more of your truth out there for people to, to vibe with. Let them see all your little quirks, all the things that make you weird and unique and special. A lot of times we're afraid to do this because we think people are gonna judge us, right? We fear that judgment, like they're not going to accept this aspect of me and they're gonna reject me. But we'd be surprised, right? When we take that leap and put that all out there, what they call airing out your dirty laundry. Put out all those little things that you've hidden within yourself that you're ashamed of, or that you do have fear that people might find out about you. When we have the courage to put that all out there, then that's a test for the people, If some people do start to judge us negatively, then we know, they didn't pass that relationship test and they don't deserve our energy. But you never know, some people might say, hey, I love that. Hey, I'm the same way in certain ways. Hey, maybe we can get together sometime. Hey, maybe we can work on something together sometime. Hey, I really just want to get to know you, right? We never know who might find us when we really put ourselves out there, put our truth out there. It's a beautiful thing. Even if it's, tough to meet up in person with some people in these strange times, just connecting online can be such a beautiful thing as well, right? I think that's a big thing. We're heading in that direction anyways. Everyone's spending more time on the internet. And so, yeah, I think that's a beautiful technique. The more that we share our truth and put it out there for all to see, then people have the opportunity to get to know us and to feel our vibe, and maybe we'll start to attract those people that are the reflections that we want into our life and start to build that healthier circle. Because once we do that, then we just grow exponentially, when we start to get the right people in our lives and we're bouncing that energy back and forth and sharing in that communion. That's when we really start to expand our minds and our hearts and feel the love that we deserve. And we can start building with creativity, with that cooperative process. And that's how ideas really start to bloom in this life, When we have our team with us, that's all on the same page. There's nothing as beautiful. And I've found, the more that I've dedicated my time and energy and focus into making music, especially with the freestyles lately, then all the right people are starting to come into my life. And it's so amazing starting to collaborate more on music now, and it's just that my vibe is attracting that tribe. And it's so amazing. So yeah, that's all I want to share for today. I hope everyone has an amazing day, and just be confident in who you are. We all have little quirks and things that make us weird, but life would be boring if everyone was the exact same, right? We all want to fit into a certain degree, which is fine. But we're all going to end up standing out in one way or another. So, be proud of who you are. Be proud of all those little aspects of yourself, and, find the courage to really put those aspects of yourself out there that have been hidden, that maybe you've been, ashamed of or guilty of. It's so freeing. It's just so absolutely freeing. So yeah, that's all I want to share for today. Have an amazing day. Peace and limitless love.